Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, February 17th, 2022, and I am John Shink. For those of you who don't know me, what does that do for you now? Not much. I'm a real estate broker in South St. Louis, Missouri. I like to talk about the real estate game. I like to talk about real estate news. I like to do some commentary on just this wacky world we live in. I just don't understand things. But my main business is real estate, and I do still have clients. I don't want you to think that I'm just telling you about the real estate game and then not being a part of it, which is what I've noticed a lot of people do, and it's weird. A lot of stories written about real estate from people that have never done any real estate. They've never bought or sold anything. Not agents. So, what is my goal for the live stream? Just to have some fun with some friends, across the world, hopefully. Has it gone as according to a plan? No. But it's still fun. I still enjoy it, and I'm still thankful for the chance to do it. So, everyone wants a weather report in St. Louis, Missouri. So, what we have today is we have, it started raining last night. It was 63 degrees. It's supposed to be a high of 10 this evening. I mean, the temperature is just constantly dropping, and the rain is supposed to turn into like an icy mix. I have a showing scheduled for 6:15 tonight, close to my house. Will I go show the house? Thinking about it. Pretty much want to. Yeah. The only thing, the ice is slippery. If it's just snow, though, like if it were like that situation, I'd be fine. But, play it by ear. Whatever happens, happens. That's the way this works. I'll be showing houses again on Saturday to the same people, and I hope to have a wonderful time. I hope that it goes really well. Yeah. That's that. Now, I had something I wanted to talk about. I think it was yesterday that it happened, but I don't remember what it was now. Isn't that strange? No, it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. I've already been outside today. I've already been driving around. Kids are off school because of the chance that it may snow or ice up. So it's a full house today. I guess the best thing to do is to just get into the articles. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Let's do that. I don't know how today's going to go. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about this. So I grew up in St. Louis County. Okay. If you live in St. Louis, probably half the population has this St. Louis City, St. Louis County divide. There's other divides as well. I don't really care. My aunt grew up my aunt's house is in the city, and fine. I don't share in the city county thing. But then I lost it again. Isn't that something? It's just gone. It's so crazy. Yeah, it's gone. Gone. City county divide. There is one. It exists. I don't really care about it. But I don't remember what I was going to say, so I'm going to let it go. Crazy. So let's get into it. So anyway, I want to buy, I want to buy a new graphics card, and I want to buy a new computer if you've watched for any amount of time. And you know that I can't do that because there's no chips. The chips are making products very, very expensive, graphics cards and CPUs in particular. And so when I want to buy a graphics card, the MSRP on the graphics card is $400, which is a lot of money, but it's selling for like $800 now, like double the price. And it's because of a shortage of chips. And as someone who studied economics, I am losing faith in traditional economics, especially when it comes to this situation. Okay. And let me lay it out for you ahead of time so that you can kind of follow me. If you restrict the supply of something, okay, it should raise the prices. Okay. And then those raising of the prices should allow for more competitors to enter the marketplace. Okay. That's what should happen. Okay. But that's not what happens in today's world. Okay. And the Nvidia chip manufacturer is a perfect example or prime example of what I would say is just some sort of weird capitalism that I don't understand, that is not producing the results that it's supposed to. In fact, it's really makes me kind of sick. And so let's go to that article here. I'm going to be big on Market Watch today. I don't know why, it just happens to be that way. So Nvidia profit doubles, and execs see an accelerated growth ahead despite supply chain concerns. Okay, so to me, what they're doing is they're restricting the supply of the chips, and they're able to charge more for it. And to me, what's happening is there's nobody that can enter the marketplace because it's so technologically advanced that only a few companies in the world can even produce these chips. And so basically they have a monopoly. Not that I'm against the monopoly, but my opinion is that they're doing this on purpose at this point. We know that they limited the manufacture of chips before the coronavirus started because they were worried that no one was going to need any chips, no one was going to need to buy anything. And so instead of being punished for their economically punished for their decision, they're being rewarded. Now, so where should they be punished? They should be punished because they made a bad decision to limit the supply of chips. Okay, that should have hurt them. Okay, instead, it's benefiting them. It's similar to the diamond racket that we've had for 50 years or longer, maybe 100. Time goes by so fast. So let's get into it. It says the low end of Nvidia's first quarter sales estimate is $630 million, higher than Wall Street forecast. They missed the forecast by almost $750,000. $750,000. Let me do this. It's $630 million higher than Wall Street. So they missed it by, I mean, a lot of money. $750 million? No, I don't even know. Boy, today's going real well. So far, I've forgotten exactly what I was going to talk about, and now I'm into my chip talk, and I messed that up. Suggests quarterly revenue could top $8 billion for the first time. So this is not a poor company, okay? And that's my issue. It's like the wealthy are getting wealthier, and they make stupid decisions, and they still benefit. Whereas if I make a stupid decision tomorrow, my business suffers. It's just bizarre to me. So Nvidia provided strong forecasts despite supply constraints Wednesday, after doubling the profits and producing record sales in the holiday quarter. Okay. After earnings reached $3 billion and quarterly revenue surged past $7.5 billion for the first time over the holidays, Nvidia, now that's per quarter. Revenue per quarter, it says executives suggested sales could top $8 billion for the first time, driven primarily by data center sales. They forecast revenue in the fiscal first quarter of $7.94 billion to $8.26 billion, well above the $7.31 billion estimated on average by analysts surveyed by FactSet. Now, I don't really care about Wall Street estimates for earnings. I don't know anybody that does. What difference does it make what the estimates are? Let's just see what is real. But on the call with analysts, Colette Kress, NVIDIA's chief financial officer, said there is expected to be accelerated growth as we move into Q1. For Q1, our guidance can include an acceleration of data center from where we left in terms of Q4. We will have growth across several of our market platforms within Q1, both data center, gaming, and probably a couple others. And it says shares slipped following less than 0.1 advance in the regular session to close at 265.11. Shares closed at a split adjusted all-time high of $333.76 on November 29th. And so this company, by the way, based in California, where is their manufacturing? Not in California, not in the United States. Some, maybe they're going to add more, but this is everything that's wrong with our economy right here. In the fourth quarter, gaming sales rose 37% to a record $3.42 billion from the year quarter, or a sequential gain of 6%. On the data center side, sales surged 71% to a record $3.26 billion from the year ago quarter, or for a sequential quarterly gain of 11%, while analysts expected sales of $3.18 billion. Going forward, however, Nvidia said supply constraints, given the global shortage of chips and silicon wafer making capacity, will remain a headwind. Okay. So they're saying that, oh, well, we can't get our equipment. So, or, we can't do it. So, it's, I don't know. We still have some supply constraints across a number of businesses. Networking in the data center on business has been on supply constraint. We're improving every single day, and we do expect to improve supply each quarter as we head into fiscal year 2023. Press told Market Watch in an interview, there's no quick fix to Nvidia's supply chain challenge. It's not just one thing. It's very important to understand the complexity of the challenge. People say, no, tell me what the one thing is. If it were just one thing, I swear we would start a team and build it ourselves. It's just not that simple. It's very, very complex. Well, I mean, what would be your motivation as a company to end the supply chain crisis when you're able to charge more and your products are being priced higher? And no one can really jump into this market. There's not like three guys in a garage that are going to start a new chip company. I mean, they're basically holding everyone hostage. And so, I mean, there's no reason for them to ever not. I mean, they can have supply chain shortages for 5 years. And who's going to do anything about it? Governments can't do anything about it. They don't have the technology. People can't do anything about it. They don't have the capital. What are you going to do? It's a very, very, and then so the profits are just through the roof. Through the roof. The earnings report comes a week after Nvidia's $40 billion bid to acquire chip designer ARM officially unraveled. We made our best shot, but the headwinds were too strong and we could not get regulators the comfort they needed to approve our deal. Recently, Nvidia pushed past Facebook parent Meta Platforms for the title of 7th largest publicly traded U.S. company by market cap. Now, I'm putting forth what I think, okay? You can disagree with me. You're welcome to. You can say you're ignorant, you don't understand this. It's the supply chain and it's terrible. Well, why can't we produce products in the United States on a massive level? Then we have no supply chain issues. You say, well, you'd still need the silicone and you'd still need this. We are a nation of wonderful resources. Okay. I don't want to hear about the supply. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And then the idea that, again, let me just put it forth in a simple way. Let's say it's happening to me in real estate right now. Right now, there are so many real estate agents, okay, that I don't get very many calls. Okay. Now, I'm losing money because I'm not getting the calls. Okay. So if we were able to, as real estate agents, cut the supply of real estate agents, okay, then we could get more. We could get more deals. We'd make more money. But other people could always enter the business. In this case, once we were charging too much, then we would have people that would be competing with us. Right now, I compete in a marketplace where there's many different pricing structures. Okay, it's a vicious business, but it's nothing like the chip business where they are cutting supply. Okay, and prices are going up, and there's no one to jump in and bring those prices down. It's just wild. It's just wild. And I mean, one should look at chip manufacturing as a national security issue. I mean, my gosh, if we don't have chips, how do we build bombers? How do we build airplanes? How do we build lasers? How do we build all this weaponry that we need? It's just a mess. So I can't buy my computer now. Can't build it. So I was hoping to see something where it said, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this fixed. We're going to get this done for you. Prices will come down. What motivation does Nvidia have to make products cheaper? None. Okay. That's that story. Let me know what you think in the chat, or let me know what you think in the comment section. Next one. Now, look, I have been bitten by the figure skating scandal bug all of my life, I would say. The Tanya Harding, was it Nancy Kerrigan? That kind of just, and like figure skating to me is just its own thing. It's its own world. Similar to other things like any sort of fashion thing. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about figure skating. I'm not even really fascinated, but the drama, the sheer drama of the figure skating community is something that it's something to behold. So we did that story about this Kamila Valieva. She tested positive for a heart medication. In the articles that we read, the doctor said, well, it may benefit your performance. It may not. Don't really know. And it's been on the ban list for, I don't know, since whatever, the world ban list, wherever that came from. And, oh, by the way, if you take another drug, it'll show that this drug's in your system when it's really not. So sketchy testing is what I would say on that. Sketchy testing. The girl is 15 years old. To me, that seems like, I don't know, not wrong, but I mean, gosh. So this article here will shed some light over, the figure skating community and how they do things. And I think we should all, sit back a moment and behold. So Tara Lipinski, who apparently is a figure skater, and Johnny Weir, silence during Kamila Valieva's figure skating performance spoke volumes. Now, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me, because how does your silence speak volumes? Okay. But anyway, let's just continue. The former Olympic skaters turned NBC commentators skipped the usual play-by-play while Kamila Valieva skated during the women's short program. We should not have seen this skate. Okay. That was U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Lipinski's icy response after watching embattled Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva's short program on Tuesday. Now, today is Thursday, and I suspect there's a time difference in the reporting. Lipinski and former U.S. figure skater Johnny Weir, I thought he was from Canada, so that's good to know, have been covering the figure skating competitions for NBC at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympic Games. And the pair have generally drawn on their own Olympic experiences while giving colorful commentary about other skaters' performances. Well, I mean, like, okay, I'm just putting this out there. Like, I know nothing about figure skating, okay? If they hired me as a commentator, what experience would I draw from to comment on the skating? I mean, it seems pretty obvious. You kind of have to have somebody in the industry tell you a little bit about what's going on. But the chatty announcers were uncharacteristically quiet while Valieva skated on Tuesday. The teen phenom is at the center of the biggest doping controversy at the Beijing Olympics. Gold medal favorite in the women's singles event tested positive for a banned heart substance in December, or in February, which recently came to light after she had already helped the Russian Olympic Committee team win gold in the team figure skating event at Beijing. So now my understanding is that she won a medal with a team, and then they find out that she was testing positive 2 months ago. I mean, this is just so out there for me. And then now the announcers give her the silent treatment, which is fine. Confusing. Lipinski and Weir have skated a thin. Do you see what they did there? Because they're figure skaters, they skated a thin line between sharing empathy for the pressure that the young skater is under, along with disappointment that the Independent Court of Arbitration for Sport. Well, that doesn't seem like, that's just not a very good name. Has allowed her to compete while her case is reviewed. So, like, I don't think that people understand. If you have a event every 4 years that people are paying attention to, which I'm not, but I'm seeing these stories, like, and you'd have every motivation to even this. Do you remember, like, I think his name was Ben Johnson, and he was a Canadian sprinter, and he won a gold medal, I believe, and then he beat Carl Lewis, and then it turned out he cheated, but like that was in 1984 or something, 1988, and no one cared. He won. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, this idea that this is something new is kind of strange. They kept mum during Valieva's short program Tuesday, but that had this to say afterwards. Weir said, all I feel I can say is this. That was the short program of Kamila Valieva at the Olympics. Huh. Lipinski, who was 15 years old herself when she became the youngest figure skater to win an Olympic gold medal in the women's singles event during the 1998, wow, that was a long time ago, Nagano Olympics. I graduated in 1995 from high school. I was 18, so Lipinski's younger than me, but not by much. And for all the other Olympic athletes skating there, I feel I need to say again that she had a positive test. We should not have seen this skate. For all the other Olympics athletes skating here, but they're not all skating. Like, some of them are skiing, some of them are curling. A positive test. So Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski are against Valieva skating. I say no, shouldn't be allowed. It says, we are sorry. We are so sorry it's overshadowing your Olympics, Weir added. So I don't know what that means. Like, whose Olympics? My Olympics? It's not really overshadowing my Olympics. I don't really care. I just find this whole thing amazing. And then by doing this, being quiet and giving them silent treatment, isn't that causing more newsworthy articles to come out and then make it overshadow the Olympics? Like, aren't you kind of contributing to it? I mean, so much to understand here that I don't. It says, the pair had previously given glowing commentary to the young athlete who has been called one of the greatest figure skaters of all time. Wow, she made history a week ago by becoming the first woman to land a quadruple jump at an Olympics. Okay, so like they're frenemies? I don't know how many times over the past year I've said that Valieva is the best skater I've ever seen. And just by saying that now, not only makes me confused, I'm confused, but it makes me angry and again disoriented by everything that I thought I knew. I don't understand that. And just by saying that now, not only makes me confused, but it makes me angry and again disoriented by everything that I thought I knew. Ugh. Hard to understand. Their silence during Valieva's performance spoke volumes to viewers who caught NBC's primetime broadcast of the Women's Short program on Tuesday night. And their silent protest, followed by their remarks on the scandal, led their names to trend on Twitter through Wednesday morning. So by just attacking this girl that's 15, okay, like you're doing good for yourself. Like you're making yourself look good. Like you're benefiting from trashing this girl. Like now we get to read the tweets. Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir going completely silent through Camila Valieva's short program was a major flex, tweeted one viewer. No announcing from anyone on the NBC panel. And then we got Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir should be awarded gold medals for their commentary and especially their lack of commentary last night. That was a masterclass. A gold medal for their commentary and their lack of commentary. Okay. The pair also discussed the strict testing regimen they had followed while they were competing at the Olympic level. Like what, in 1998? I mean, come on. Such as providing a detailed schedule of where they would be by the hour so that they were available for random drug testing. Lipinski said she had been afraid to eat seed bagels, and Lipinski recalled how her mother would have to clear what cold medicine she was allowed to take anytime she was sick. As Weir told NBC's Mike Tirico in another broadcast, it doesn't matter how old you are or the timing when the results come in. You have to be responsible for what happens to your body. Well, I think this is a slippery slope. I mean, come on. Who knows what, I mean, really, like, oh, don't give me, there's things I could say right now that would get me booted from YouTube, and so I will not say them. Lipinski emphasized that in the same interview that she is well aware that Valieva is a minor and how she sympathizes with the pressure the teen is under. I know firsthand what it was like just competing at an Olympic Games at 15 years old. I remember the overwhelming feelings and pressure that I felt. And for a young person, that's a lot to deal with. Okay. But with that being said, clean sport is the only thing that matters at an Olympic Games. I don't think that the Olympics Games have been clean for like 50 years. And what we love about Olympic Games is that we get to marvel at humans pushing the athletic limits and doing the impossible. Well, maybe. But with one caveat, do it fairly and cleanly. No one has ever assumed that everyone, who believes that in 2022, that the athletes are not doped up? It's been going on since I was a kid. Like, seriously. And, like, do we not remember that bicycle guy, Lance Armstrong? Lipinski's words struck a chord with many audience members. Daily reminder, Tara Lipinski won Olympic gold at 15 without cheating. She knows exactly what she's talking about. Well, I don't know. She definitely wasn't caught. Okay. I mean, how many people are cheating that don't get caught? As for his opinion on Valieva being allowed to skate, Weir had strong words. I have to condemn this decision with every ounce of my soul. the Olympics has to be clean or it's not fair. If you won't play fair, then you can't play. Well, it's not fair. None of this is fair. And here's my thing. If there's these rules, okay, that they've made up, because that's all rules are, made up. I mean, somebody had to make them up. I don't know, like in the United States, do we have innocence until proven guilty? Well, we do as a concept. However, just take a look at allegations that are being made against people, okay, when no case has ever been filed against them, no investigation has ever been done, but they have been slandered, they've been trashed, they've been proven guilty without any sort of court of law, condemned, and they did nothing wrong. I mean, this happens all the time in our system, innocence until proven guilty. The rest of the world, I don't think is necessarily on that same standard, so it's probably even worse. Look, these are the rules. This girl, I say girl because she's 15, and her representatives, let's not be dumb, okay? This is major big business. They have gotten a way to get her to perform in the Olympics, okay, with her test that isn't, what was I going to say? With her test that came back positive that she had been cheating. That's the rules. You don't like it, change the rules. Change the rules. This is a slap in the face to the Olympic Games, our sport, and every athlete that's ever competed at the Olympics clean. Yeah, if you're clean at the Olympics, you're probably going to lose to somebody that's not. They're not the only figure skaters expressing dismay that Valieva is still allowed to take the ice at Beijing. Adam Rippon, I like how they tell us who these people are because I wouldn't have any idea, was the American bronze medalist at the 2018 or the 2018 Pyeongchang Games. When did I miss one? He is now coaching U.S. figure skater Mariah Bell, who is competing against Valieva in Beijing. Well, now you kind of got your horse in the race on that one. Like, seriously. It's also just so unfair. And now it's also unfair to all of these ladies because they're, oh gosh, I was playing with a paper clip and it flicked on the floor. It flicked in my pocket, in my jeans there. It's also unfair. It's also unfair to all these ladies because their whole Olympic experience is wrapped up in the controversy because a country doesn't want to play by the damn rules. Well, is China playing by the damn rules? I mean, isn't that why this is kind of ridiculous? How many rules are being broken? How many bribes are being made for the Olympic Games to be in China? And I'm not again. I mean, I just recognize China for what it is. I'm not a China basher. I'm just saying, come on. And U.S. gold. See, here's the issue that I have with this. Everyone says the American athletes have to go to the Olympics. Okay, because it's unfair to deny them the opportunity to compete on the world's biggest stage, regardless of whether the country that's hosting the Olympics is terrible. Okay, that's what people say. I don't have an opinion so much. I mean, that's what people say. And then these people are saying, well, yeah, we got to go to the Olympics, but now our whole thing is ruined because some other country cheated. But I don't know that they cheated so much as they just used the rules to their advantage. And U.S. gold medalist, and it's, by the way, it's easy. It's easy to pile on this Russian figure skater. Would you do the same with China in their home country? And again, that's the issue that I have. It seems like it's easy, blame Russia, blame Russia, blame Russia, blame Russia. Like it's 1950, like it's the Cold War. It's not. Start looking inward. U.S. gold medalist Christy Yamaguchi, the 1992 Olympic figure skating champion. But was she a gold medalist? Told the Today Show she was shocked that Valieva wasn't suspending. This case is ongoing, but it's just not within the Olympic ideals. Now, come on. As an athlete, you take the Olympic oath. Come on. And it's about coming together to compete in fair play without doping. I took that oath to heart for sure, and you want to see that even playing field for everyone out there. And right now it's not, and that's not right. So this is just my thought, okay? Christy Yamaguchi was the beneficiary. She had great talent, but she was also in one of the most powerful countries in the world, okay? Does anyone think that her training, okay, probably was the best training you could get in the world at the time? And that, I mean, really, wouldn't it be unfair? Let's say there's a figure skater in the Sudan that wants to compete at the Olympics, okay? Now, do you think that it's unfair for Christy Yamaguchi to have this world-class training in the United States where this poor figure skater out of the Sudan has no ice to even try to practice on? There's nothing fair about this. Very little in life is fair. I don't understand why people assume that it is. American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson, who was banned from competing at the postponed 2020. And look, why were they postponed? Was it because of the virus? I don't even remember. 2020, don't remember. Then to me, it's just amazing. After testing positive for marijuana, has also questioned why Valieva is still allowed to compete. I don't understand that one. Others, including German figure skating legend Katharina Witt, I believe, say that Valieva is the victim here, and the coaches and adults around her should have known better. Indeed, the court's favorable decision for her comes in part because she is a minor, known as a protected person, and so is subject to different rules from an adult athlete. And I agree with that. But I mean, this girl is 15 years old. She does what the people around her tell her to do. And come on. And I feel bad for Tara Lipinski. I don't really know her as well as a Christy Yamaguchi, and yet she won gold. I don't know if Yamaguchi won gold. But anyway, the point is I don't know that the court saying that because she's a minor matters. And it says subject to different rules from an adult athlete. I don't understand. If there were like a kids Olympics, like say up to the age of 18, then I get it. But if you only have one Olympics, then you kind of have to have everyone kind of follow the rules, even though they don't and they never have. And they won't. This is going to go on forever. That's why I love these stories. The gals quoted Valieva, "These days have been very difficult for me. I'm happy, but I'm tired emotionally." Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. Valieva is in first place as the women's head in the free skate portion of the singles competition on Thursday. And if she lands among the top 3 finishers, the International Olympic Committee said that it will not hold a medal ceremony for the winners, which is wrong. You innocent until proven guilty. Okay, and you say, well, she's proven guilty. She had a failed test. Appealing that. You have the right to an appeal. The medals will be awarded after Valieva's doping case is concluded, which could take months. Yeah, who's going to sit there and watch a medal ceremony 10 months from now in July? They're not. No one cares. Let's look at some real estate. I like real estate. Do you like real estate? Good. St. Paul, Minnesota. What would I say? Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So I said there was a divide in St. Louis City and St. Louis County. That's true. But what I also wanted to say is I was underwhelmed by the houses that we had available for my hometown listings yesterday. I was disappointed. I love St. Louis in one sense. I've gotten a little sick of St. Louis in a number of senses, but you're going to feel that kind of everywhere, I think. But the listings yesterday were not that great, and I wanted to use my platform, which would be my live stream that I live streamed to at least an average of 4 people over time. I mean, not at once. That would be really amazing. But I wanted to like leverage my live stream and show the people, all 4 of them, that St. Louis is this wonderful city, and we have wonderful architecture, and we have, we really have some wonderful homes. So if you're considering moving here as an executive, you'll have places that you'll enjoy. And then the houses that I showed yesterday were terrible, and the one didn't have any pictures of the inside, was just a joke. So I'm sorry. I feel like I let my own city down, or county, depending on how you want to make that comparison. Those houses were terrible. The only thing I can say is that I do this every day, and there's only like 100 cities that I follow. So 100 days from now, maybe the listings will be better, because they were terrible yesterday. So that being said, let's go to St. Paul now. From what I understand, I know a guy named John lives in St. Paul. He used to live in Minneapolis. It's called the Twin Cities. I don't know if we've done Minneapolis before. It all kind of blends together. But this is St. Paul, and I wanted to say that the first 2 are new construction, so I don't really care. So we'll go with the next 3, and maybe 4, because there's one that I like that's I just like the style of it. So here we go. The first one, $2.3 million, 6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 9,461 square feet on a 1 acre lot. What do we got here? We got a whole lot of, here we go. Okay, and it's brokered by Sotheby's. And 50 pictures, I like that. 3 cars, built in 1925. The style is going to be where I want to be. I would like to know the property history. Been listed since 2021 of June. Details, not too much. Welcome to the remarkable masterpiece designed by the prolific architect Clarence Johnson. This iconic private St. Paul estate sits on more than an acre of land in the Shadow Falls neighborhood along the Mississippi River Boulevard between the Town and Country Club and the University of St. Thomas. The grounds are spectacular with its mature trees, gardens, concrete pool with pool house and tennis court. The stately brick and stone Tudor has more than 7,500 finished square feet of old world charm and remarkable architectural detail, including hardwood floors, abundant ornate natural woodwork throughout, and original wood-burning fireplaces. The home has extraordinary spaces, including formal living room and dining room, first floor family room, updated kitchen, 2 main floor home offices, massive primary suite with walk-in closet and sitting room, and a 3-car attached garage. This is truly once in a lifetime opportunity. So here you go. The first picture is kind of the property up high. Now we're inside. There's the front door. And now we're just kind of random. Only thing I can think of, okay, see how this is terribly, it doesn't look right. All I can think of is the MLS in the Minnesota, in St. Paul, is their picture requirements are different, and they're rendering the pictures poorly on distribution sites, syndication sites. I mean, because that looks terrible. What he's trying to do, I know as an agent, he's trying to show the detail, either in this area or this, but it looks bad on Realtor.com. There's a Steinway grand piano. See, it says Steinway and Sons. Beautiful woodwork. And the kitchen's been updated. I'm okay with that. But see how it just looks, it doesn't look good. I don't blame the photographer for this. I think that that's just the way it's set up. 2.395 million. You know, it's weird. I'd kind of like to see more of the house, the outside, not from the top, but like, give me a good kind of front view of the house, the picture. This bathroom is terrible. Oh, we're just not going to show pictures now. Okay. Oh, now they're back. There we go. The outside of the house is good. There's the pool. I like how the pool like gradually slides in, kind of like a beach. Hot tub. Pool house is a geodesic dome. Tennis court. I would like, if I were them, okay, if I were them, I would make the tennis court into a sport court. Okay. Because, well, I mean, it is kind of a sport court. It's got the basketball hoop, but that's what people are thinking of now. Not as many people are playing tennis. And so it's like a sport court makes a little more sense. I like this house, needs some work, but I like it. Now, let's look at this home. It's a very interesting design. 2.375 million, different zip code, 7 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 9,582 square feet on a 1 acre lot. So it's a little bigger as it sits on the lot. 96 pictures. I'm not doing 96 pictures. House built in 1884, 3-car garage, a property history. It's just been listed in October of 2021. So, okay. That is really something. I will give them that. And this garden in the front is pretty cool. Unless that's not the front, which it's not, it's the back. I'm sorry. The back garden's pretty cool. But it doesn't have a pool. Nice kitchen. Really nice. But like their formal dining room is over here. I don't even know if they have a formal dining room. Maybe there. Where is that in reference to the kitchen? Right there? Is the kitchen right there? I don't like how that's kind of on the side like that, but whatever. Nice wallpaper, if it's wallpaper. All right, there's 50 pictures of it. It's cool. I'm not going to do 100 pictures today. I'm just not there. Let's look at this house. $2 million. 55102 is the zip code, like the same as that one. $2 million, 7 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 12,000 square feet on a 1.5 acre lot. I'm sorry. But I'm going over and we're going to see this house. I don't know if you can see it because my camera might be there, my little face, but okay, 78 pictures, a little too much. Built in 1886, 3-car garage. Your property history is it was listed in October. What do we got for details? Okay. 78 pictures. We're not going to get all 78 pictures. There's the front. Huh. I mean, I love these arches and things. I mean, the architecture details are pretty cool. From this picture, it looks like these two are kicking out a little, but I'm sure that's just the way it looks. There's the front door coming in. The detail. It's very, very bright in there from the pictures. And all the furniture looks like it's been removed, so this is a vacant home. There's a pipe organ in the house. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful wood. Kitchen's not where it needs to be for me. But kind of interesting. Like, it seems like this is really chopped up. If, like, and no offense to anyone, because, you know, to each their own. But if it would have been me listing this house, I'd have pulled all the pictures because you have nothing else. Okay, why do I want pictures on the wall? I mean, just it is what it is. Wow. To me, not as a complaint. It looks like it's going to need some work. At 2 million, looks like it's going to need some work. That's where I'm at. Okay, now let's look at this house because I like the way it looks. I like the front. Curb appeal to me is very, very important. This is in 51105. It looks like it's right near the water. $1.8 million, 2-car garage built in 1926. I would say that the architecture here is very similar to the architecture that I'm familiar with in St. Louis. Listed in 2019 and has been for sale ever since. Property details. Welcome to this exquisite Mediterranean-inspired real estate. I'm sorry. Mediterranean-inspired estate on St. Paul's prestigious Mississippi River Boulevard. On a rare double lot, the terrace in front offers river views and stunning sunsets, while the backyard, with its custom pool and surrounding patios, offers privacy in a park-like setting. The interior and exterior architecture details have been meticulously maintained and enhanced. There is central air, tilt-turn windows, and all plumbing is from this century. Oh. The gracious foyer leads to both the living and dining rooms. Both have many French doors to offer views of the river and bring in light. The chef's dream kitchen flows into the informal dining space and family room, home to one of 3 wood-burning fireplaces. The primary suite has views of the river, private dressing room and bath. Downstairs, if finished with a wet bar. It says downstairs, if finished with a wet bar. That's what the listing says. It's not me making that one up. With easy access to both cities' downtowns, the River Road offers miles of hiking, biking, walking, and running trails. I just like the way it looks. I like the the tile roof. I do like the mature trees. 82 pictures is a bit much for me. I mean, the kitchen's nice. I get it. I agree. It almost looks like they had track lighting, which, see, there's track lighting. Are people still doing track lighting? There's the front door. I think. Or the back. I'm sorry, it's the back door. I knew that was going to happen. I'm sorry. Hate that. I hate that view. It's almost like they've got like a contemporary look going in a house that's not really that contemporary, but okay. You know, they talk about the gorgeous river views of this house, and yet we've not seen one river view. We've not even seen the backyard. A half-acre lot. There we're in the backyard finally. There's the pool. I never saw the river. Never saw the river. Don't know what they're talking about. Let's go. We're done with houses. That was cool. St. Paul had some really nice houses. The next time we come through there, I'm excited. Hopefully some of these houses will have sold and there'll be new ones. Let's go look at this article here. CNBC, housing wealth is setting new records for both owners and sellers. The profit on a typical home sale last year was just over $94,000, an increase in 45% from the profit in 2020 and 71% from pre-pandemic profits. I don't know if I believe these numbers. About 42% of homeowners were considered equity rich at the end of last year. The amount of tappable equity above the 20% usually required by lenders to back a mortgage, grew by 2.6 trillion last year to a record total of 9.9 trillion. The stunning jump in home values over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic have given U.S. homeowners record amounts of housing wealth. What they choose to do with it could have impacts on the broader economy. Annual home price gains averaged 15% in 2021, up 6% in 2020, according to CoreLogic. Yes, we talked about that. I think we even talked about that report. I'm just kind of scan it because, when we read this article, the typical profit on a home sale last year was over $94,000, according to Adam. That's up 45% and 71%. But households that escaped job losses from the pandemic dove into the market in large part as a response to the crisis. No doubt there are warning signs that the surge could slow down this year, but 2021 will go down as the greatest years for sellers and one of the toughest for buyers. I think that it was definitely the worst year ever for buyers since I've been in business. And I feel bad. I feel shame. But how much of this do I have control of? I would put a house out and list it for sale, and there'd be multiple offers on it. And I wouldn't pay the numbers that people were writing the offers. And I wasn't doing anything to try and restrict the supply of the house or try to restrict people from seeing it. It's just wild. So the amount of tappable equity, which is equity above the 20% usually required by lenders to back a mortgage, grew by 2.6 trillion last year to a record total of 9.9 trillion, according to an exclusive advanced look at Black Knight's Mortgage Monitor. It's a 35% jump in a single year. The average homeowner now has 185,000 in tappable equity. So what does that mean for the overall economy? A lot of potential spending power should consumers decide to use all that wealth. The personal savings rate shot up during the pandemic, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, and now is starting to come back to pre-pandemic levels. It's not for me. It's not for me. A shift to an equity-centric market is already underway. As of the third quarter last year, borrowers were pulling more cash out of their homes than they had in 14 years. With inflation at a 40-year high, added that the spending power could continue to drive demand and prices higher. The only thing that might stand in the way of homeowners tapping all that wealth outside of selling their home is rising mortgage rates. They might not want to do a cash-out refinance because they'd likely have to pay a higher rate. A home equity line of credit is a possibility, but interest rates on those are rising as well. Well, still pretty low. My neighbor refinanced yesterday. So if you take out a home equity loan to buy stuff that's not a great asset, then you're kind of an idiot. It doesn't seem like this is a good plan. But whatever, right? We have to work. We have to work within the space that we're given, right? So, I mean, obviously, I don't contribute to the high prices when buyers are crawling all over themselves to buy, and sellers are just responding. But anyway, a very interesting article. The problem comes when the prices go down. That's when it's not going to be good. But whatever. Here we go. Last article for the day. Forget big homes and pools. These are the must-have home features of 2022. Now, this is according to Realtor.com, and I'm intrigued by what they have to say. And I've also successfully then I don't have to change the title of my Realtystream for today. So there you go. The latest must-have features for homes have nothing to do with in-ground pools. At the start of the COVID pandemic, the hottest home amenities seemed to be extra square footage for an office, a home gym, and a place where kids could attend virtual classes if their schools went remote. Families clamored for large yards enough to safely entertain in, and suddenly swimming pools exploded in popularity. Location no longer mattered quite as much, as many of those who could work remotely were willing to move further and further away from larger cities to get everything on their home wish list. However, what buyers want now is more flexible space. So they're saying that was the past, and now we're looking at the current case. So it says record home prices and rising mortgage rates, coupled with a return to the office, even if only a few days a week, are prompting buyers to prioritize locations closer to the jobs that they can afford instead of what's bigger and better, say real estate experts. Many are making do with smaller homes within their budgets, featuring square footage that can be used in multitude of ways. Now, if you're listing a home and you believe this, should you stage it a certain way to show how the square footage can be used in a multitude of ways? Maybe, but if the house was built in 1922, it's kind of like that's the way the house is going to be. In 2021, space was the housing story, followed by affordability. In 2022, affordability is the lead story, followed by space. So that has nothing to do really with the earlier statement about a home featuring square footage that can be used in a multitude of ways. Home buyers, particularly first-timers, still want large kitchens, designated offices, and outdoor spaces they can enjoy. However, many will have to align their expectations with finances. That can mean foregoing that extra square footage to become homeowners. Now, I mean, just think about it. Like, if money weren't an option, would you want a big kitchen? Well, probably. You'd probably also want big bedrooms, and you'd probably also want a big bathroom. I mean, just because you want something doesn't mean you're going to get it. Interest is and will remain strong for the most affordable homes in any market as first-time buyers, investors, and cost-constrained shoppers compete for the same homes. Circumstances will force some buyers to make compromises. Well, you always make compromises. We saw that report that said that, 87% of people made compromises when they bought a house. I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. Nationally, home prices rose sharply during the pandemic. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 3.45 for the week ending January 13th. Now they're at 4% here in February. Flexible space makes buyers maximize tight square footage. Well, I agree with that. A kitchen is more than a room to cook. A mudroom isn't just a catch-all for dirty clothes, and a den is becoming more than just a place to watch movies. Our clients are choosing design options to make their kitchens look more like a living space with built-in appliances instead of traditional stainless steel, so residents can easily hop on video work calls. I don't know that I don't want a kitchen to look like a living space. A kitchen turned home office can be multifunctional by adding a refrigerator drawer or built-in coffee maker so that the appliances similarly blend in with the design and layout and are easily accessible throughout the day. Other suggestions include installing a Murphy bed in a guest room so that it can be used as an office or even a workout room as well. Some of our homeowners report turning a mudroom as a transition space to keep germs out of the home, complete with laundry and shower space. This is particularly great for homeowners in the medical field. So, I mean, this is not the world I'm seeing. Townhomes are becoming more appealing for cash-strapped buyers. As a result of historic shortage of standalone single-family homes, along with their higher price tags, townhomes are becoming more appealing. Standalone houses that come to market in good condition and desirable areas are typically priced high, with bidding wars driving up the prices even further. The townhomes, which may or may not have yards and can be smaller than single-family homes, can provide a way into home ownership for first-time buyers. Builders are taking note. You know what? I don't think they are. I think it's cheaper to build 2 houses on a lot than there is 1. They can make more money. And if people are happy to go buy those, even better. While it can be difficult for builders to financially put up more entry-level standalone homes for the first time and other cash-strapped buyers, townhomes are one way to do it. Well, that's not really why they're doing it. But anyway, these homes, typically connected to one another, usually don't require as much land, making it easier to put up more units in heavily populated areas. They can be more affordable because the smaller share of the homebuyer budget is required to purchase the lot, as single-family attached homes require a smaller amount of land. Traditionally, first-time homebuyers are often younger, and younger households report an increased demand for walkable neighborhoods that are convenient to retail and community services. I hear that a lot. But my buyers typically that are younger say they want to do one thing and then they do something completely different once they get into the marketplace. Hybrid work instead of fully remote jobs now affecting the housing market. It says, with some workers now weaned off of a solely remote work schedule and onto a hybrid model, buyers are concerned about proximity to their jobs again. Some are more hesitant to go as far into the outer suburbs now that they have to trek to the office at least some of the time, as they may have considered in early 2020. The National Association of Home Builders anticipates up to 40% of the American workforce will still work 3 days in an office and 2 days at home with a 2-day weekend. That will save folks time as well as commuting costs, which can be steep in some more expensive parts of the country. They can live further from urban cores, gaining more bang for the buck for their housing. You know, I haven't seen that. I mean, you'd have to move past Festus to get any value for a home at this point. I mean, when we talk about the outer suburbs versus like where you could get value, it's a long way away. The great migration to the suburbs or to the country is down a trickle, says New York City real estate broker Sheila Trichter. City people are unlikely to leave the city if they have not already done so, and a lot of those who left are coming back. I don't think they're running away from COVID any longer. It's hard for me to believe that if you're a home buyer, that during the coronavirus you sold your house to move to the country, and in 2 years you're already moving back into the city. This to me seems not likely. What about you? Well, I would say today I went long. This is the second day in a row I went long. I apologize. But we need to go over our articles. We need to talk about figure skating, and so we did. As always, thank you for watching, and